Welcome to this edition of Spotlight. We are at Union Chapel Elementary with Principal Dr. Steve Archer. And Steve, this year, Union Chapel implemented the Kagan Cooperative Learning Structures. So can you tell us what the Kagan structures are?
Of course, Kagan structures are designed to promote cooperation, collaboration, and just really that classroom community. And so you'll see that throughout the building as you visit different classrooms. What's exciting about this is it came from an interest from our classroom teachers. And then Dr. Bridewell, who's the Director of Elementary Education, was able to secure the funding for us to have building-wide training. So you will see it's implemented across our building.
Well, let's take a look at what the Kagan structures look like in the classroom setting and why teachers and students here believe it's working as we spotlight Union Chapel Elementary. The Kagan Cooperative Learning Structures really provide the pieces that as a teacher you're looking for. How can you really make learning and just be a facilitator, or just kind of be on the side. And so when you utilize these structures, it really puts the pieces in place that help with the accountability and with the engagement, with equal participation, and it really kind of puts those things in place that allows the students to be really involved in their learning.
I like using the Kagan structures because it helps me have fun learning a lot more and get to interact with my classmates a lot.
The great thing about these structures is it's not tied to a curriculum or just one content area. You can use them in reading, writing, math, science. You can use them for fun as well as academics, just to kind of build that classroom community.
I can make better friends with people by knowing what they like and telling them what I like, and maybe having some things in common.
When you want to use structures for content, which is the majority of what you want to do, the things that need to happen before that to really have that be successful would be what we call the team builders and the class builders. And those are really things that kids do within their table team or with their shoulder partner. And the whole purpose of those is really just to build what they call the will to cooperate, so that when students do go off and do a structure with their shoulder partner, they do go off and do a structure with their team. They know one another better, they appreciate one another's similarities and differences better, and ultimately they do a better job of working with one another.
When I'm doing rally coach or something, I get to talk to my partner and actually dig deep into the lesson and really understand it. Rally coach is where you have one partner and you have a series of questions, and one person has to answer the questions and explain what they're doing and why they're doing it, and then the other person can coach them if they have a question, or can just praise them and say good job.
They are taking more ownership of their learning because they have to demonstrate in different ways things that they've learned in class.
You have to talk through it, so when we write, when you do one question, we take turns doing sage and scribe. And they also help us by taking turns with our writing and talking, so they help us with our emotions.
Ultimately, this provides us the ability to hopefully raise achievement and to kind of close that gap, but also for the culturally responsive piece, right? Students are being put in teams, and they change every 6 weeks, and when they're put in new teams, you do team builders and class builders and all of these things where you're putting them in a situation where they're getting to have these conversations with one another that they might not have if you didn't have that structured way.
The Kagan structures have helped me be a better student because I can ask people or see what they have in common with me.
They're celebrating each other without any prompting from me. They're like, good job, that was great. And doing things to celebrate each other, which I think as a teacher is always great to see.
Whenever I do something right, like my partner, he or she really congratulates me and is really proud of me. And also if like I need help with something, they give really good tips.
It's really all about engagement. If you had to say like what's one word that really ultimately describes Kagan Cooperative Learning, and it's engagement. And when our kids are engaged, they're obviously more accountable. They're taking responsibility for their learning. They're helping one another, and ultimately that just leads to success.